but now Bama has beaten Georgia and Auburn in one fell swoop. After all, there's another recruit coming. Did you know? Before the news, subscribe to the channel to continue receiving more Bama news. Alabama continues to excel in recruiting, with a strategy that is not limited to the class of 2025, but is already looking to the future, with the recruitment of the class of 2027 gaining more momentum. The team recently announced the commitment of Alexander Ward, a talent from Marietta, Georgia, who decided to join the Crimson Tide, preferring the Tuscaloosa school over other options such as Auburn, Georgia, and South Carolina. Ward, a versatile player with an impressive physique for his age, revealed what attracted him to Alabama. The young wide receiver and defensive back, who has made it clear that he wants to play on both sides of the ball, spoke about the strong impression he had upon visiting the campus. "Really, as soon as I stepped into the stadium, just a great atmosphere," he said. What stood out to him was not only the environment, but also the way the coaches welcomed him. According to Ward, he felt like he was part of a brotherhood from the beginning, which demonstrates the importance of team culture in recruiting new players. Ward's selection is a significant win for the Crimson Tide, especially at a time when competition for high-level players is fierce. Although the 2027 recruiting season is still in its early stages, with Ward not yet having an official star rating from the 247 Sports Composite, his decision to commit to Alabama is a major coup, not only because of the quality of the player, but also because of the kind of message it sends about the team's appeal beyond conventional offers. It cannot be ignored that Ward chose Alabama over schools like Auburn and Georgia, two college football powerhouses that have historically been rivals of the Crimson Tide both in recruiting and on the field. This recruiting win also further cements Alabama's position in the national recruiting competition, especially against SEC conference opponents who are always watching the Tuscaloosa team's moves. Ward now joins other promising names in the 2027 class, including Jabarius Gare and Barack Willis, two standout defensive backs who already have 4-star ratings. Adding these young talents to Alabama's already robust recruiting class only raises the bar for the coming years. Despite some struggles, DeBoer has been doing well in this recruiting. The work Alabama has done is not just about attracting big names, but also about cultivating and developing talent in an environment where excellence is the only option. The recruitment of Alexander Ward, still a name on the rise, is another piece to the Crimson Tide puzzle, which continues to struggle as I said, but bringing in some promising guys. Let's move on, because these have not been easy days. When Dijon Lee announced his commitment to Alabama for the class of 2025, the Crimson Tide not only landed an exceptional athlete, but also a talent who is the perfect fit for this team's defense. Lee, who shined as the top cornerback at Mission Viejo High School, is one of the most sought-after recruits in the country, and his decision to join Alabama was yet another demonstration of how the Tuscaloosa program continues to attract the best talent in college football. Lee's story is fascinating, as he was one of the most sought-after athletes on the recruiting market, with offers from renowned programs such as Oregon, Auburn, and Georgia. But it was Alabama's vision, along with DeBoer's input, that ultimately won him over. "Football is football, no matter what conference you're in," Lee said, acknowledging the difference in competition the SEC offers, especially with Alabama's history in the conference. Despite an offer from Washington, Lee opted for the Crimson Tide, largely because he had confidence in DeBoer, who arrived in Tuscaloosa with a clear vision for the defense, to make Lee the team's next great cornerback. DeBoer and his staff were quick to extend an offer to Lee, quickly showing him the potential for his future at Alabama. Lee's response was immediate, and he committed to the Crimson Tide shortly after an official visit in June. "They know more than I do," Mission Viejo coach Chad Johnson said of Alabama's tactical decisions, and it's clear that the team's plan for Lee involves using his height, strength, and skills to continue the tradition of great cornerbacks that have come through the program. Lee is a complete player, with the arms of a 7-footer, which gives him an obvious advantage over opposing receivers. Johnson, his coach, always knew Lee would be a great corner, but he needed to refine the way he positioned himself to face shorter, quicker receivers. Lee's talent isn't limited to his size, but also his ability to slow down receivers and use his physical presence to make it difficult for quarterbacks to make throws. With 54 tackles and 4 interceptions last season, Lee has already shown that he is a force to be reckoned with. Recruiting Lee was a strategic move for DeBoer. He's the kind of player who fits perfectly into the style of defense that Alabama has been building. On a team that has a history of producing elite defenders, such as the cornerbacks that have made history for the program, Lee sees himself as the next in line. His vision for the future is clear. The DBs that have come out of there are legendary, and I want to be a part of that, Lee said. Interesting prospects. Lee's impact on Alabama isn't limited to the field. From the moment he committed, he has integrated himself into the 2025 class, talking to other recruits and bonding with his future teammates. The class includes 6 other players from California, which promises to create even greater cohesion within the team. Lee has spoken with players like Chuck McDonald, another cornerback in the class, and 5-star quarterback Keelan Russell, with whom he hopes to form a strong connection throughout his time in Tuscaloosa. For Lee, being part of this culture of excellence is more than just an opportunity to play for one of the best teams in college football. This guy could have a legacy. Even with Bama going through tough times, it's still Bama. And speaking of recruits, Jace Clarizio's arrival at Alabama is not only a great achievement for the Crimson Tide, but also a strategic victory in the recruiting scene. The 3-star running back, coming directly from East Lansing, Michigan, is a reinforcement that can make all the difference in the coming years. When a team can take a player from within the home territory of a direct opponent, the message is clear: Alabama is not only a powerhouse, but also knows how to do its job behind the scenes. He is an athlete who brings a mix of agility and strength, essential characteristics for high-level American football. His name, which was already circulating as a promising talent in Michigan, now joins Alabama's 2025 class, positioning the Crimson Tide even stronger for the challenges ahead. The running back is ranked number 37 among the best in his class in the 247 Sports Composite rankings and is the 6th best prospect in the state of Michigan, which only reinforces the quality of the athlete on the team. Assistant coach Robert Gillespie, who was primarily responsible for securing Clarizio's commitment, has demonstrated remarkable skill in his recruiting efforts. Along with Chris Kapilovic, who served as a secondary recruiter, the two have built a solid relationship with the player, helping to convince him that his college career would be even more promising at Alabama. Clarizio is the 22nd commit in the 2025 recruiting class, and his addition to the team makes Alabama one of the favorites to maintain a top-ranked national ranking, with a recruiting class that already ranks 3rd in the country, according to the 247 Sports Composite. This commitment also marks a significant moment for Alabama, as Clarizio joins another high-profile running back in Ackland Deer, a 4-star recruit who promises to be a big name in the program's future. Now, with the addition of these 2 running backs, the Crimson Tide is positioning itself as a formidable force for the 2025 season and beyond, with a combination of offensive talent that should keep the team competitive in the national championship race. It's great to have a great athlete out there, moving Bama forward with guys who make a difference. What about Bama basketball? Alabama point guard LeBaron Philon has emerged as one of the top freshmen in college basketball, and it's no wonder that many consider him one of the top prospects for the 2024-25 season. Since arriving at the Crimson Tide, Philon has exceeded all expectations, leaving an impressive mark on the court and, consequently, becoming one of the top figures among freshmen in the country. Philon's performance in the CM Newton Classic against Illinois, where Alabama won 100-87, further solidified his status as a rising star. With 16 points, 9 assists, 7 rebounds, 2 steals and 1 block, he not only helped his team to a commanding victory, but was also named Rookie of the Week by the SEC and CBS Sports. These numbers exemplify Philon's versatility, which is both offensive and defensive, and his ability to impact the game in a variety of ways, characteristics that make him a rare talent. In addition, Philon's averages this season are impressive: 12.8 points, 5.2 assists and 4.2 rebounds per game. With this, he ranks third in the SEC in assists, standing out not only as a scorer, but also as a facilitator of the game. His early career at Alabama has already established him as a key player on the team, and he has lived up to expectations, starting in 4 of the 5 games played so far. But what makes Philon one of the best freshmen is not limited to his performance on the court. His journey to Tuscaloosa is marked by a series of choices and changes that show his determination and commitment to success. Although he was born in Mobile, Alabama, and began his high school career at Baker High, it was at Link Academy in Missouri that he really stood out. There, Philon won the title of Alabama's Mr. Basketball, an honor that capped his impressive 35 points per game average as a junior. This type of performance attracted the attention of the country's top college programs, and it was during this period that he emerged as one of the best point guards of his generation. Before committing to Alabama, Philon had offers from some of the biggest names in college basketball. He originally committed to Auburn and then to Kansas, ranked number 1 in the country at the time. However, after a series of events and changes of heart, Philon chose to join Alabama, a move that already seems to have paid off. His performance in partnership with fellow freshman Darian Reed, with whom he played in AAU, also shows that the Crimson Tide's potential is growing. The rapport between the two freshmen promises to be a key factor in the team's success in the coming years. With a bright future ahead of him, Philon brings to Alabama not only skill, but a winning mentality. His presence on the court has been a major reason for the Crimson Tide's strong performance this season, and he will certainly be a key player in their quest for more wins throughout the year. Furthermore, the fact that Philon committed to Alabama, overcoming offers from other prestigious programs, is a clear demonstration that Nate Oates' program is stronger than ever, attracting elite talent to Tuscaloosa. He is already making his mark on college basketball and has all the makings of a next-generation star. Do you agree? I want to hear your thoughts.